It's a Stephen
Recording
King
in
story.
progress.
I'm back again.
Since you
Welcome
like
back.
Stephen
You
King,
know,
you'll probably enjoy it.
I
I am
think the
super
cat
down.
has some obsession with trying to kill your computer.
I think it
Maybe.
just got hot when she was laying on it, and it's just
It's
stay hot.
it's also set in the same universe as Dreamcatcher.
Honestly, any recommendations for books y'all have, I'll give it a shot. I love branching out, even if it's not in my normal stuff. But I'll definitely check that one out. If you liked it, it's good enough recommendation for me.
Well, it's one of Stephen King's short stories, and you said you like his short stories, so that's why I threw it out there. It's because it's one of his short stories that I've actually read or listened to.
Huh.
Huh.
No, the cat just jumped from the cat post onto me
You're welcome.
As I'm-
She's
as
your
I'm-
problem now.
as I'm reclined
Mhm.
back. Oh,
You're
she's
welcome.
so
Yep,
heavy
I
now.
saw a tail for a second there.
Yep,
That's
there
one
she
of the
is.
things I miss most. Aside from seeing y'all's beautiful faces, like that one time I was chosen, and then the few times after, getting the sweet snuggles, and then if I move, the screams.
I forgot. She did that to you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You got a very happy kitty cat.
You almost became the favorite, John, but then you stopped showing up. Because this
Yeah?
COVID crap.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me.
Oh, there she is. Ah,
I hear
there
her.
she goes.
She's so pretty.
There she is. Hiya.
Turn your background off. Let us see that glory.
Hold on. Okay, I just. I can't even.
You're not
Maybe I
allowed to
can.
use the mouse right now. Oh my gosh, look at that little sweetie. Oh.
How do I turn off the
Very happy.
filter?
You gotta click on your little. Where there's a little carrot next to video. Click that.
Got it.
Choose virtual
Yeah.
background. And then there should be one that says none.
Got it. There's not.
I see your little monster too.
He's just looking at me so intently, like, oh, dad. Oh, dad.
Mine just tried to lick my nose. This is such a monster.
Oh, there it is. I did like scroll up for it.
Yay, we can see the office. But
Okay.
where's Jeremy?
Hold on. I'm down
He's
here.
reclined. Puppy.
I promise I'm down here.
It's animal showmanship time.
Mm-hmm. It's the
Yeah.
animal break.
Hey, whoa. What's all this private dice rolling? What's going on here?
Anya?
Is something actually happening, or are we just going for as much stress as possible?
I
Both.
wonder.
Oh, she's so heavy.
Okay. So, do y'all clean up the mess? Y'all leave it there? What are we doing?
I'm gonna look towards Radicus and be like, "Hey, you have that your little helper guy, right? Like, cause I don't really want to
Benson.
touch them now that they're."
There is one that's just unconscious. FYI.
I would definitely try and help the one that's unconscious and actually still alive, and then I would recommend that we give the ones that we killed a burial of some type.
I
So,
insist.
so you mean
Very.
Benson with the strength of 2? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean he could probably.
Pilfer
He
their
can pick 2?
pockets.
He can pick 2 up at once?
Right.
Jeremy, that is my favorite picture of all time now.
picture. I can't see it.
What a queen.
Oh my god. She's so awful.
Oh,
I
is
You
wish
mean
I could sit
awesome?
up. Oh my god.
I will pilfer the captain's pockets.
Okay. So as you're kind of going through this captain, he did have a scimitar that was dropped on the ground. He also had the dagger he was using. There's really not much on him, and as you're kind of digging through, you see most of his clothes are rag, and his cheeks are sunken. He's a little emaciated. But unfortunately, he doesn't have anything in his pockets.
Damn.
I'll take his dagger.
It's just a normal dagger.
So who looks the worst? Is anyone under half health?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
I mean,
Is,
Uh,
is
I
anyone under
barely
3/4?
lost. I lost barely 10 of my maximum hit points.
You know, to me that sounds a lot worse than it probably does to you.
I have a lot of hit points, so
Oh, so you're good.
I'm
John,
I'm
how are
good
you
right
feeling?
now.
Paul's probably the worst.
who?
Paul?
All-ish? I guess. I mean, I wouldn't mind a cure wounds.
Percentage wise.
If you happen to have one.
Well, Galan, you're really the worst off in general.
Yeah, but I'm not as worried. I mean, you know, I'll make do, but I just wanted to know who in the party was hurt. So if it's Paul is lower than any other person else, I am going to use my last first level and give him the old healy spiely.
Spiely. Sure
What?
thing.
Let me cast it on here. I have one more spell slot left, but it's not believing me. And it even tells me I have 1 of 4.
It's fine. I believe you. Just roll.
Boom! Fancy Town 8. Live it. Love it.
I don't even see
Laugh it.
I don't see it.
That's okay.
Oh, I did it on D&D Beyond. Because it's saying
Oh.
I have 1 of 4 on Foundry, but it wouldn't let me click it.
Just
so I
add it
went
in
to D&D
manually,
Beyond.
Jay. Should put you
Gotcha.
really close.
Okay.
to max.
Let me do. I literally can't reach my keyboard.
No, it's
I can
okay.
only
Just know
mouse
you're a
click.
little more healed. You're 8 points more healed.
Okay.
That's all you need to know. Keep loving that lady. She needs it. This is important to me.
Okay. Just know that she's purring and being wonderful right now.
Well, that's good.
She finally turned
my dog's
around.
being a brat.
If I stood up right
That
now,
means
that
the
cat would
world to me.
jump off.
Oh my god.
So what are we doing with unconsciousness guy as he starts to? Uh,
yeah,
I would probably, if Paul wants to do something.
No,
I
I
would
was gonna
defer to
hand him over to
Paul.
you. Cause
no,
Oh, okay.
I
no,
wanted
no,
to
I
keep him.
insist. No, you. I insist.
Well, cause Perry kind of mentioned it, and Paul was like, "Okay, I guess we'll keep one alive."
He is
So I
your
guess
problem.
what I'll do is make sure that he's gonna survive, and then I'll just tie his hands together, and then tie his feet together, and just set him next to one of the wagons, and we'll decide if we're gonna just take him with us to the next town and give him to the guards, or what we're gonna do. And then I will help finish searching the bodies of the other men and recommend that we bury them.
I will do a quick sketch of each of their faces, the ones that we're burying, so that way when we go to the next town, and if any, well, actually, I'll wait if anyone asks me why I'm sketching them.
Okay.
I guess I'll start. I don't really have anything to dig with.
I'm sure
really
there's
have
a
anything to-
shovel or two with the carts because they need to dig latrines every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, good point.
That was a really good point. So yeah, let's see. You can find them.
Definitely. Then I will definitely get started on digging.
And I'll help. What about you, Radicus? What are you doing?
Making notes. Aha! Got him.
And you have the best avatar for that. Every time it happens, I'm in it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's adorable.
I
Perry,
love how like you own that macro now.
That's right. It's my macro.
Perry, you look over the bodies as you're dragging them off to be buried. A lot of what you see is the same that Radicus saw. They're not well fed. They are dressed in rags. Their weapons are dinged and not great, but functional. And
I wonder who was. Oh, I'll let you continue.
no, go ahead. Pretty much done.
Oh.
What were you gonna say?
I was just trying to make small talk with Paul as we're digging these holes, and I'm like, why were these people so? They're just totally just starving looking. I wish that they wouldn't have been so aggressive and attacked us. I would have been willing to share some food, or at least help them get to the next town.
You know what I say. Once a bandit, always a bandit. They had it coming. But regardless of what their state was, they decided to attack us.
Well, that's true.
Unfortunately, it's the nature.
As y'all are
go ahead.
talking, Galan or Radicus, either one, we'll hear Killabeth calling from her wagon. Is it safe to come out now?
All's well out here. You might want to stay in until we bury the unpleasantness, though. Depending on your sensibilities.
What?
We were attacked by some highwaymen, and if everything is okay, and everyone out here is okay, but you know, there's some things to bury, and until then, you might not want to see them. But I won't make any assumption.
Did you kill them? You killed them?
There's one left. You know, we only did as much as we
against
had
the
to.
law, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider it murder. They came straight at us.
The law
There was really
defines
no-
that as murder.
There was no choice making. It was, you know, fight back or they're in the wagons with y'all. And we didn't want that to happen.
I understand.
Can I make a persuasion check?
Yes, go ahead.
Hell yeah. Come on. You got this, Galan. Put on the charm. If you could wink, you would.
Wink.
Well,
Yeah, I'll
somebody
take
needs
it.
to make a macro.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was just thinking that. I was literally thinking that.
Um,
Ow.
she's gonna kind of poke her head out and have furrowed brows. She looks over the. I honestly, I won't. I trust y'all, but You need to think of better ways. She's gonna come up and she's just whispering this at this point. She's like, what you've done is wrong. And I trust you. And I appreciate you. But you took lives.
I know. I that's why I don't even carry a weapon. I would never, but
You couldn't have
all I could
scared them
picture is
off.
y'all.
You couldn't have scared them off or turned them into the authorities.
Before we knew it, they were on us, and swords were coming down. And I mean, in the heat of it, it's hard to really just ask someone to leave. If there was a way, if I had a way,
She's
if I
gonna
had some kind of magic in that sense,
she's gonna kind of tap you on the shoulder, just kind of like a little reassuring hand. She's like, I won't tell the others, but you can't tell anybody about this. They will arrest you.
and Galan's gonna look down at his hands and look to the others digging the holes for the bodies, and he's just gonna give a little subtle nod and keep looking down.
Okay. So y'all do get the bodies buried, and you did capture one guy, which you can, Perry, give me a survival check.
Will do. Survival. Give me 1 second. I want you to pop it out. Normal survival.
Very good. So you bind his hands, you bind his feet, and you toss him into one of the carts with the supplies, with the crates of fabrics and whatnot. And after y'all finish burying everybody else, Kelebeth will go over and she'll kind of use. It looks like prestidigitation almost, as she kind of uses some magic to clear the ground so it doesn't look freshly dug, and some little vines and grass grow up over it. And then she goes to each wagon. She knocks on the doors and she says, "It's clear, it's clear, it's clear." And the rest of everybody else comes out and they're like, "That sounded awful," but they don't seem suspicious at all. As they come out and they're like, "Oh, you got one of them? I guess the rest got away. Oh man, I can't wait to turn him in. Of course, y'all can keep the bounty, and y'all did such a good job." And they're like so happy and so pleased with y'all.
Awesome.
We appreciate it.
Gonna
Yeah.
pull Perry aside.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
way away from everyone. Hopefully out of earshot. Hey, Perry. Something's been bothering me, man.
Yes.
Well, what if, let's just say, we turn him into the authorities, and they're like, "Oh, good job," and they take him in, and he blabs that we killed a bunch of his men. What then? Do we get arrested, or how does this work?
I don't know.
Perry is
mean-
not from here.
In my village, if someone attacks you and they mean to kill you, you turn the same kindness.
And that is absolutely true. On the Floating Isles.
I was just following the normal customs, but now that I heard what that lady has said, I must rethink my custom as well. I can't. What
Well,
was the word that she
did you-
used?
Did you hear her? Because I thought she was just having a private conversation with Galan.
She was.
Oh,
So
well
unless
then
Galan
scratch that.
filled you in.
I don't know.
But Paul, you are familiar with the Southern Fields laws.
Yeah.
So maybe you told me.
Yeah, I could have briefly mentioned it.
So I'm thinking that from now on we do it non-lethally. So we just club them until they pass out.
Yeah, like this.
I mean, I'm just saying that we've already killed these guys. You know what I
No,
mean?
there's nothing that we can do about that now. What we can do is talk to the guards first and I guess see he's deranged. I don't know. I'm I don't feel comfortable with that, but if you're worried about it,
Not really. I just thought that they'd mentioned that there's a risk that would be taking when we turn him in. He might say that, yeah, we killed his men, but they also tried to kill us. You know.
yes, but if you're alluding that we should get rid of him by, and I gesture to the dirt, uh, shovel down, I don't feel comfortable with that. I and I don't think releasing him freely would be a good idea either.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. We'll turn him in.
And we'll just have to take the consequences if there's any.
Hey.
I just don't see a good or bad plan besides taking him to the authorities, and if they ask about it, just tell them the truth. I mean, the worst they can do is put us under arrest for a while.
Hold on. This cat. Oh. Okay.
The cat is trying to eat you, but you have to stop moving first.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay. All right. So, anything else you all want to do before we continue your journey?
Like starting the next day, or is there anything else that's going to happen today?
That's what I was going to ask. Do you all want to do anything else today before we continued?
I would say that Radicus, before everything was buried, would have probably ripped up some cloth, and he's over there trying to make threads out of it, so he can make repairs on his torn clothes from being stabbed almost to
Absolutely.
death.
Absolutely.
And if I saw him
Almost
do that, I
dead.
would prestidigitation, kind of like make sure to clean the blood out of the clothes for him. You know, I'd gesture and then kind of do the spell a little on him and see if he wanted more.
He just kind of gives you a shrug.
Yeah, so I'll help him out. But once everyone goes down and we're doing the night shifts to keep watch, I would want to take the same watch as Paul.
Okay.
Let me pull Khan off to the side too.
Well, he wanted to keep watch with you too.
Okay, okay. Also, you said that I knew all the laws, right?
Yes, those are located in Discord and have been.
Yep. Okay. No, I'm just
Yep.
looking at
Since
him.
you live here,
That's
you
all.
know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Radicus, are we doing the same shifts as last time?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, Radicus, go ahead
Sure.
and roll me a perception check. Lord for roar.
Perception?
Yes, please.
I think that's what I got last time.
You're extra on edge, having seen people run off into the woods, but you don't hear anything. You don't see anything. Perry. Perception.
Will do. Perry Whistle is doing a perception normal.
He's doing a heckin' perception.
Oh,
And-
ho, ho.
He says,
I
I
hear the
see
shining."
all and hear all.
His eyes are like
Noise.
this big.
He's on edge.
Extra
Extra
froggy.
We all know what happens at night around here.
Yeah,
We
no
do.
shit.
Okay. We already did that one. Let me roll another one. That's not you. That's me. FYI. It's just because I'm clicked on you. 3. You hear coming from the directions of the packs in the middle of the night.
Then what I will do is I'm going to get up and head towards them and see if it's just like a fox or something rummaging around in them.
You get in there, and you look, and then a little raccoon pokes its head up, and pops back into the bag.
Oh,
Young one, you can't be in there. And I guess I'm going to fight with a raccoon to try and get him out of the bags.
Okay, how do you want to do it?
Gently but firmly. Hopefully with what is it?
Animal handling?
Grapple?
Yeah.
Athletics.
Animal handling.
Okay,
if
go
I
ahead and
could.
roll.
animal
Yeah,
grappling.
Definitely. Animal grappling. That's what we call it now. I want to pet this dog. Roll an animal grappling.
Yeah.
Isaac,
You
grapple
gonna
the
get him.
dog.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can't see it. I think
Oh,
my
that was
computer's-
perception. Sorry.
Okay.
That was perception.
I gotta say,
Yeah, I was
thought
gonna
it-
say.
I was like,
thought
my
it
computer's going
So
down
are
again.
you
Go
ready?
here.
Yeah. Are you ready for me to roll it?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
ready. I'm born
yeah,
ready.
Sorry, you didn't
Yeah.
ask, so.
Okay. So the raccoon crawls out, and he's got one of the ration packs from Paul's pack in his mouth, and you're
Son
trying
of
to
a-
like shoo him out, and he just and then he pops it in his mouth and he runs off.
Okay. Well, that's better than nothing. I will clean up the packs and tie them up better, and I will stay by them till the end of my watch.
And so you do.
You're not gonna go get my ration?
That shit's
No.
gone.
Oh,
You don't want raccoon
Rude.
germs. All right,
be fine.
and that brings us to Galan and Paul. You don't have to roll. Just go ahead and do what you were going to say first.
So Galan is
First of
not usually taking watches or anything. This time is actually not drawing or doing anything. He's kind of like sitting by the fire by Paul and looking at him every few seconds.
You know, something's been bothering me. Yeah,
yeah?
we killed all those people, and we're gonna try and turn this guy into the proper authorities, you know?
But,
But-
well, before we get to that, I've got to ask you. I mean, you know, you're the one I know most, and if I had to ask anyone, and I'm sorry to put it on you, but did we do right? Do you think we did right by this? Was this the right thing to do?
I mean, we were all in it, and it was really hard to kind of decide in the moment. Suddenly they're swinging and things are happening, but looking back, do you think we did right?
Not according to the laws.
I know we didn't according to the law. We could be punished by exile, death. We could be boiled, Paul. But do you think we did right? Like, did we mess up here? Like, outside of the law,
More.
was this the thing to do?
You know, it's probably gonna keep me up for a little while, but I feel like we did do the right thing. All in all. Unfortunately, it happened the way it did. But I don't think that the town guards are gonna see it that way. If this guy blabs even for a second, like if he even thinks about saying that we killed 4 of his guys or however many, we're all dead. Doesn't matter. It the result in the from the crime is a death sentence for killing other people.
It could be so much worse, though. I mean, you know who I am, and they'll know who I am if we go in any sort of legal capacity. I just, we can't have that happen, because that'll pretty much guarantee it. But I mean, if we did the right thing, if we didn't, we should own up. We should do what's right. But maybe Killabeth would understand turning in some bandits who gave no other choice than to do it. Maybe she would know a way around this, but if we're the ones to turn him in, if we go to the authorities, they'll know who I am, and they'll take us for what we did. It'll get very serious very quickly.
That's very true.
We've got to try to keep this as contained as possible so everyone doesn't have to pay for what we stumbled into. Maybe we should just let him go. I mean, he's learned a big lesson here. I mean,
You hear a
gotten more than
muffled
what
cry from the wagon go, "Yeah, you should let me go. I won't tell anybody." Y'all didn't gag him.
yeah, which I was kind of wondering about, but
Y'all just tied his
Delon
hands
would
and
be
feet.
like, yeah,
And he would have had time to
maybe
wake
we
up
just
now.
let him go. We let it happen. He goes on, and things are fine. He gets to live. Everything works.
I like this idea.
I mean, but
People are
how can we
sleeping.
trust that he doesn't immediately try and find someone to get us? You know what I mean? I know he knows he did wrong. But we still did wrong.
I'm gonna go over to him, the captive,
Okay, you
and
go
I'm
to the
gonna look at
wagon.
him straight in his... Yeah. Is he's not in a wagon that is occupied, is he?
No, he's in one of the supplies carts. He's just kind of mashed up between some crates, and he's just kind of like, "I won't tell nobody. I promise."
I'm going to kind of get down on his level and look him straight in the eyes, and I'm going to say, this wasn't our intention. I hate that this happened, and this is something I'm going to remember, and I know this is something you're going to remember too. So maybe as we try to move on with our lives, you move on with yours, and maybe somehow this will be the best for both of us, because I don't want to hurt anyone else, and I don't want to hurt you, but I don't want my friends to be hurt. So if you leave, just know what happened here and what will happen next time, and know that I don't want any of that ever again.
Go ahead and make a
And I'm
persuasion
gonna give
check
him a
with
good knowing
advantage.
look. What kind of check?
Persuasion with advantage.
Can do. I will go
So it's an
ahead
18,
and take
right?
10. Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
10 and it'll be an 18.
He starts just like blubbering. He's like, we didn't want to hurt anybody. We're so hungry. they took our city, and I just wanted. The captain said we could get some food if we took y'all's money. We weren't gonna kill anybody. I promise. I swear we're not gonna hurt anybody. If you let me go, I won't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody at all.
I'm gonna look at Paul and I'm gonna say, are you okay with this? I mean, you're who I look to, and I think you're who the others do. Are you okay with me doing this?
Oh, you mean finishing him off?
No,
just-
No,
Paul,
God, no!
what?
Why?
Paul, no.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I
Oh,
know.
God.
I know. I'm not really gonna. Not really gonna. I'm pretty sure you've been through enough. But
Yeah.
take what this person just told you to heart. Like, we didn't mean to have to kill you, but you came at us with murderous intention.
We weren't gonna
Right.
kill nobody. We weren't gonna kill
So-
nobody, I promise.
All right, but perception is everything, right? So, I'm just gonna give you some rations. I'll give you two rations from my bag.
And I'm gonna give 2 as well. And I'm also going to take out 10 gold, and I'm going to stack it in 2 piles of 5 as I'm looking at him. And I'm gonna put it on top of the rations, and I'm gonna tie that in a little bit of cloth if I can find in the supply wagon.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they sell is cloth. So. The lady bless you, my lords. You're truly too kind. And is he still tied up? He's still tied up, right?
As we were saying that, I wanted to get the things
Okay.
prepared, and after Paul kind of gave the go ahead, I'll start untying him.
Lady Mercy, bless you and bless your house. And I ain't gonna do no wrong anymore. I'm gonna do right. That's the least I can do in my family's memories. Thank you so much.
Now, just where are you from, and why are you running from that area, from there?
Most of us, most of the chaps, we were from Midden Point.
Midden Point, eh?
Yeah, and when the soldiers came, they took my family. They took my daughter. And they took my wife. And I never saw them again.
What did these soldiers look like?
They wore big armor, like scales, like a dragon, and it was all black. It was horrendous, and they had this painting on their helmet right here in the cylinder. It looked like an eye with a slit down it with its eyes, and they were horrible. There was tons of them that came in the middle of the night. I don't know if my family's still alive. I know I got out, but they didn't. I can only assume.
Can you throw me a description really quick?
It was an eye.
Guys wore armor with
It was
Okay.
black armor, kind of scales like a dragon, he said.
Uh-huh.
And there was a white painting of an eye in the center, and the pupil was a slit.
I'm going to really quickly take out some paper and pen and draw the tattoo that we all share on our arm. And I'm going to say, did it look like this?
It did.
Well, friend, you need to get away from here and you need to travel far because their reach, I fear, will grow. And I will take
I already
I will take
heard
10
that they
more
took
gold out
Englewood.
and I will hand it to him.
I already heard
So
they
he's
took
got 20 gold.
Englewood. And I don't know where they're heading next, but I know 2 cities have fallen. So he's got 15. How much gold now? Sorry.
20 gold total,
God
4
damn.
rations, and I think that's pretty sufficient. And
I
I
don't even
will,
have
when I put the
20
gold
gold.
into his hand, I will
Right?
say,
Have you
use
ever?
this to get as far, use this to get as far as possible, and make sure that you don't have to suffer anymore. We didn't
Yes.
mean for this to happen, and I hate that we were part of this that happened to you. But know that it'll weigh on me, and I will remember it, and I will do better next time.
Bless you, my lord. The lady truly watches over you. I can feel her presence within you. And he's like grasping at your hands here, right? And he's just like, thank you, thank you. You ever need anything, know that Demetrius owes you his life tenfold. And I'm gonna put that name in chat for y'all.
And I will put my hand on his cheek and then put our foreheads together against each other with my eyes closed. And I'll say, go now. Now is the time to make haste.
He's got
And I'll release him.
big eyes as he clutches the gold and the rations to his chest, and he looks to make sure nobody's gonna chase him, and he kind of takes a couple hesitant steps, and then he books it. He disappears into the darkness of the forest.
And then I look, as he kind of disappears. Paul quickly looks at his bag, and he goes,
That's not how
"Aye,
you
wait a
tied
second.
it.
No, that's not how I tied it, and I'm missing a ration.
1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe I gave him an
1,
extra.
2. Son of a. Huh. Weird.
Weird indeed.
And like I do kind of like this thing to my bag, like I'm watching you. Don't be dropping my things.
Don't be dropping the things. Okay.
I'm talking to the bag.
I know,
Yeah.
I got it. It was funny. It was cute.
Yeah.
Anything else for y'all's watch? Y'all want to do before I have y'all roll?
I'll kind of put my hand on Paul's little tiny baby child's shoulder as we go back towards the fire. And I'll give it a little squeeze and give him a little sideways grin. And then we'll do our watch.
All right.
Sounds good.
Make perception checks, both of you. Individual checks, please.
That was a good description.
Tiny baby child shoulder. Y'all are both shook by what has occurred and what's happened and what you've learned.
Yep.
A lot happened.
And you can't concentrate.
Emotions, we're in our feels.
You're in your feels. And the rest of the night passes and morning breaks. All right.
As morning is breaking, like right before mostly everybody's kind of getting up, I'll lean over to Galan and be like, "So what should we tell the guys? That he got away, or that we let them go and got valuable information?"
Let me take care of it. I'll go talk to Killabeth. She's the one that is in charge here, and we'll just let her know that in the night he ended up leaving. We'll leave it undescript as that, and I think that'll be for the best.
All right.
On to the morning.
And as soon as I do see her coming out of her wagon for the morning, I will go up and talk to her.
Okay, go ahead. She's one of the usually the first ones up.
Okay, perfect. Because if she is kind of alone, I'll kind of gesture off to the side and then talk to her for a moment. Hey, do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to level with you, especially since you know everything that did happen. I had a conversation with the one that was left last night, and as did Paul, and we figured it would be best. He was just running. He didn't intend it. I don't think any of them did. I think they were like us, just caught in a situation none of us were really truly prepared for or understood the consequences of. I gave him rations, I gave him money, Paul as well, and we figured it was best for him to go. Midden Point sounds like it's really in some sort of upheaval at the moment.
I've heard something
and I don't
about
think
that.
he understood what was happening.
Well, I understand. Yeah, when we were in By Meadow, I heard some news of Midden Point and Englewood. Nothing coming out of there, but I guess some people did get out. Wow. I appreciate your honesty with me.
You've done us a great service and kindness, allowing us to stay and understanding everything that's happened. I wanted you to know the truth, but I don't think that if we let the others on both of our sides know, it'll do anything but weigh on them. I think from here on out, we've done what we could for the man, and we've done what we could for the situation. Maybe we just try and make the best of things and keep going, and we learn. I know that I've learned, and we've all learned on my side of this group from this situation, and I promise you we will do better.
That's all we can ask for. Right, well...
And
we have one more day of travel. We better get on the road.
I'll take her hand and give it a light little, mostly above the hand, not really touching much, kiss. And then I'll put my hand on her shoulder and squeeze and smile and go back to the group and start unmaking camp.
She kind of looks a little confused and she's like, okay. Starts going around, waking everybody up, getting the teams ready and loaded. And y'all take off for your final day on the road. And as the evening approaches, you make your way into Costa Barnes. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Woo!
Well, that was very stressful.
That
We
was
learned,
intention.
but we learned, and we got some more information, and we definitely know Shady Town.